We continue now at the top of Daf Gimel Amud Aleph and Meseches Beitzah. This is Beitzah Daf 3a. On the previous Amud, Rav Yosef suggested that the reason why a Beitzah Shenolda B'Yom Tov is a problem is because it is too similar to Peiros HaNoshen. It's similar to, let's say, fruits fall off a tree on Yom Tov, just like those are prohibited. So too, if you have a Beitzah that's Nolda B'Yom Tov, if you have an egg that's born on Yom Tov, that also is going to be prohibited. So Abaya now asks, what's the reason why Peiros HaNoshen is a problem in the first place? It's only a Gezerah Shemiyala V'Yislosh. The whole reason you're not supposed to partake of it is because it's a Gezerah. You might climb the tree and pull a fruit off, as Rashi over here says. V'Yislosh, to have a Yisura Doraisa, that would be an Yisura Doraisa. Dahainu Kotzer Shu Av Malacha, that would be like harvesting, which is an Av Malacha. So Abaya asks, Hi Gufa Gezerah. Peiros HaNoshen itself is only a Gezerah Midrabanan. Now you're suggesting that we're going to make a gezerah on the gezerah, and we're going to say that a Beitzah Shenolda B'Yom Tov also is going to be aser. And so the Gemara answers, Kula Chad gezerah. It's all really one gezerah. It's all included in one decree. Rashi over here says, Chad gezerah lo shetei zu gezerah de lo lesi lidei Peiros HaNoshen. Rashi explains it doesn't mean that you can't have this egg because it might come to be that you're going to end up pulling off fruits. What it means is as follows. When they made a gezer in Peiros HaNoshen, af Beitzah haisu b'mashma, also the case of the egg, that was included within that gezerah. V'af agav de lesba mishum talisha, even though there's no pulling it off, detaching it off, something that's attached to the ground. Miu mechlal gezeres chachamim haisu, nevertheless, it was part of the gezeres chachamim, sha'af hi pri hanosher, that also was a fruit that's being uprooted from its original source. And the Gemara continues, Rabbi Yitzchak Amar, Rabbi Yitzchak says another answer why Beitzah Shenolda B'Yom Tov is a problem. Gezerah misham mashkin shazavu. The reason is it's a decree because of mashkin shazavu. Mashkin shazavu means, let's say you have liquid that comes out on its own from fruits. You're not actively squeezing it. Rashi over here says, misham mashkin shazavu dekayim alon asurin lebo bayom. The halach is it's usher to partake from that liquid, from that mashka that day on Yom Tov. Kiritnan, as we learned in the Mishnah, v'miyotzu me'atzman asurin. It says if it came out on its own, it's a problem. Ubeitzah nami dam yulahu shazava v'yotzes mimakomo shaisa blua. The case of the egg as well is similar to that case because it's flowing, it's coming out from the area where it's absorbed. And so the Gemara continues, Amar le Abaya. Abaya says to him, meaning Abaya says to Rav Yitzchak, Mashkin shazavu ta'imamai. What's the reason why Mashkin shazavu is even a problem? Gezerah shema yischoti. It's a gezerah shema yischot. It's a gezerah you might come to squeeze it actively. Rashi over here says, Shema yischot is chitas peiros tolda de dashi. When you squeeze out peiros for the liquid, that's a tolda of dash. That's a told of threshing. It's the same thing. You're extracting, just like extracting grain from the crop, so too over here, you're extracting the liquid from the fruit. And so it's a gezerah you might come to do an Isser Doraisa. So he gufa gezerah v'anoneikom v'nigzer gezerah legezerah. Same question. That itself is a gezerah. Now we're going to make a double gezerah. We're going to say not only is mashkin shazavu a problem, also Beitzah Shenolda. And so the Gemara answers, Kulu chad gezerah. Again, it's all considered one gezerah like we said before. And the Gemara now says, Kulu kerav Nachman lo amri ki kushyon. As Rashi over here says, Kulu, Rabba du'uki masnisu mishum hachana. Meaning, Rabba who says that the explanation of the Mishnah is hachana. Rav Yosef, Rav Yitzchak du'ukmu mishum gezerah. And we saw now Rav Yosef and Rav Yitzchak, they say it's because of various gezeras. So they don't follow the opinion of Rav Nachman, as Rashi over here says, Kerav Nachman lo amri mishum muksa. They don't say Rav Nachman's explanation of muksa, as Rashi over here says, ki kushyon. Like we asked before, why are you only arguing in one particular case? Why not argue by both cases? Meaning, why are you only arguing by the case of Beitzah? You should argue by the case of the chicken itself as well if the issue is an issue of muksa. And the Gemara continues, Nami lo amri. They don't say like Rabba either, because Hachana leslu. Rabba's explanation was it's a problem of Hachana. Not everybody holds of this issue of Hachana, that the fact that the egg was created, the Shabbos, let's say Yom Tov fell out right after Shabbos, the fact that it was created in the womb the day before might not be a problem. Ela Rav Yosef, my time alamer Rav Yitzchak. But Rav Yosef, why doesn't he say the explanation of Rav Yitzchak? In other words, Rav Yitzchak says Mashkin Shazavu. Rav Yosef doesn't give that explanation. He says Peiros HaNoshen. Why doesn't he go with Mashkin Shazavu? And so he answers, Amar Loch, he'll say to you, Beitzah Ochla uPeiros Ochla. When it comes to an egg, that's food. When it comes to Peiros HaNoshen, that's also food. Lafuke mashkin de lavoch. I'm not going to compare it to a case of liquids. That's not food. So why would you make a gezerah in a case of Beitzah because of a case of mashkin? Rav Yitzchak, my time alamer Rav Yosef, and Rav Yitzchak, why doesn't he say like Rav Yosef? Meaning, why doesn't he say the explanation of Peiros HaNoshen? Amar Lach, he'll say to you, Beitzah blua umashkin bluin. What they have in common is the case of Beitzah, it's absorbed, and the case of Mashkin also, it's absorbed in the fruit. La'afuke peiros de miglu v'kaimena. That comes to exclude peiros. Peiros are not absorbed inside the tree; they're attached to the tree. That's a different kind of case. And the Gemara continues: V'af Rabbi Yochanan savar gezerim mishal mashkin shazavu. Even Rabbi Yochanan holds that the reason why Beitzah shenolda b'yom tov is a problem is because of a decree, because of mashkin shazavu, because again juice that flows out of a fruit. The Rabbi Yochanan Rami, the Rabbi Yehuda Meshani, because Rabbi Yochanan had a contradiction between two opinions of Rabbi Yehuda, and he answered the contradiction, and from his question and answer, it is clear that he holds Beitzah Shenolda B'Yom Tov is a problem because of Mashkin Shazavu, and here is the contradiction. Tanan, we learned in the Mishnah, this is the Mishnah in Shabbos, Ein Sochtanas Aperes L'Hotze Mehan Mashkin, you're not allowed to squeeze fruit in order to extract the juice, and if the juice comes out on its own, it is going to be a problem, it's prohibited. That's the opinion of the Tanakama. Rabbi Yehuda says, Im lo'ochlin hayotze mehen mutter. If the fruit was designated to be used as food, then anything that comes out on its own is mutter. V'im lamashkin, but if it was designated for the juice, hayotze mehen aser. Then already if it comes out, it's going to be aser. Rashi over here says, V'im yotzu me'atzman asurn bo bayom gezer sham yischot. Again, like we said before, the reason why it's a problem that day to have the juice is because it's a gezer. You might end up actively squeezing the juice out. And im lo'ochlin, but Rabbi Yehuda is lenient. He says that if the food was designated to be used as food, that's why those fruits were gathered. Then the juice that comes out is mutter that day. Since he doesn't even want the juice, there's no gezer you might come to squeeze the juice out because you don't even really want the juice. What's the point of this? So the Gemara says, Alma, you see from this opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, anytime you have food according to Rabbi Yehuda, it's just separating one fruit from the other. In other words, it's not a problem, as Rashi over here says. Alma midakamerim laochlin hayotze mehen mutter kol laochlin amrinan bedavar hayotze mehen ochlin deifrasu. Anytime you have something that's designated to be food and something is extracted, something comes out, it's not a problem. It's going to be mutter. It's just considered separated food. Vieno bechlal gezeras mashkin shazavu. It's not included in the gezerah of mashkin shazavu. Already we see over here a hint to the idea of mashkin shazavu, which is the reason we're bringing this. And so now the Gemara asks the following contradiction. Again, this is Rabbi Yochanan asking a contradiction, Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yehuda. Here, Rabbi Yehuda seemed to say, anytime you have a situation of ochlin, it's ochlid ifritz, it's mutter. But here in the following, it says as follows. V'yodam Rabbi Yehuda, it says, furthermore, Rabbi Yehuda says, Masna adam ala kalkola shal peiros b'yom tov rishon v'ochla b'sheni. A person can make a condition, let's say they have a basket of fruit on the first day of Yom Tov, they could make a condition and enable themselves to eat it on the second day. V'chein Beitzah, and the same thing is true by an egg. Shenol de barishon, if it was born on the first day of Yom Tov, tochal b'sheni, it can be eaten on the second day of Yom Tov. And Rashi over here explains. V'yod amar Rabbi Yehuda le'el minei tanan b'Meseches Erevin. A little bit before this, we have a Mishnah Meseches Erevin that says as follows: Rosh Hashanah shayayare shemet tesaber v'yu shnei yomim tovim ma'ariv adam shnei eruvin. A person makes 2 eruvin. Let's say they're not sure. There might be 2 days of Yom Tov on Rosh Hashanah. The kasavar shtei kedushos saying the chiddush over here is that Rosh Hashanah, a 2-day Rosh Hashanah, is considered 2 separate kedushos. It's not considered one long day. It's considered 2 separate days. One day, either the first day is Yom Tov and the second day is Chol, or the first day is Chol and the second day is Yom Tov. Echad Chol ve'echad Yom Tov v'lo yadin and hay Chol v'hay Yom Tov. We view Rosh Hashanah as 2 days, one being Chol, one being Yom Tov. We just don't know which is which. And therefore, masna adam ala kalkala, therefore you can make a condition, meaning loham milsa have shtei kedushas. For the following practical nafkamina, it's considered 2 separate kedushas, as follows. Haisalo kalkala shal peiros tevel. Let's say a person in a situation of a basket of fruit and it's tevel. You didn't take off trumas and meisers. V'shachach v'lo iser me'er of Yom Tov. He forgot he didn't take off meiser from Yom Tov. Utnan in magbi and trumas and meisers b'Yom Tov. We've learned that you're not allowed to take off trumas and meisers on Yom Tov. Meiser b'Yom Tov b'tnai. So what he does is, that's what it's saying over here, he takes off the meiser on Yom Tov using a condition. V'yomer, he says as follows. Im hayom chol l'machar kodesh. If today is the weekday and tomorrow is the Yom Tov, you elu truma meiser salelu. Then I'm going to separate today. V'im hayom kodesh ein b'dvari klum. But if today is Yom Tov, then I'm not saying anything. V'nozen b'im siman. He puts a little siman there to indicate where he would separate. U'l'machras choser v'yomer kain. And then the next day he says the same thing. Im hayom chol v'yasmol kodesh. If today is chol and yesterday was Yom Tov, you elu truma l'ashar. Then I'm making this truma. V'im hayom kodesh v'yasmol chol. If today is Yom Tov and yesterday was not Yom Tov, harei nasa truma yasmol. Then it worked yesterday already. U'mimanav shach niskanu. Mimanav shach, that's a way that he can fix everything. V'ochla b'sheni, and he's allowed to eat it on the second day. Avalo b'rishon, but he's not allowed to eat it on the first day. The shema kodeshu, because the first day already might be Yom Tov. Ve'in b'dvar of klum. Maybe he didn't fix these particular fruits. V'chein, and the same thing is true. Lagave Beitzah have a shtei kedushos. When it comes to a Beitzah, it's also two separate Yomim Tovim, meaning 2 separate days. One is Chol and one is Yantiv. Ha'echad Chol v'echad Yantiv. One is weekday, one is Yantiv. V'hanolda barishon muteres b'sheni. The chiddush over here is, let's say it was born on the first day. So if the first day is Yantiv, you certainly can eat it on the second day. That's Chol. If the first day is Chol, you can also eat it on the second day because it was born on Chol. It's not a problem to eat a Beitzah on Yantiv if it was born the day before on a weekday. And what's the point? What are we trying to bring out from this? So it says over here that the Beitzah Shenolda Barishon can be eaten on the second day. B'sheni in Barishon lo, apparently only on the second day and not on the first day. In other words, Rabbi Yehuda here is saying a Beitzah Shenolda B'yantiv is a problem. As Rashi over here says, B'sheni in Barishon lo, al makol midi dezav mimekoma B'yantiv afilu ochla aser. You see that something that flows from its original source, from its place on Yantiv, even if it's food, it's going to be aser. So the whole point of bringing this second statement of Rabbi Yehuda is to say that Rabbi Yehuda holds if you have a Beitzah Shenolda B'yantiv on Yantiv Rishon, forgetting about the situation where you have 2 days, if it's a Beitzah Shenolda B'yantiv, it's going to be a problem. And here you see that it's not Ochlad Ifris. Here you say that it's Aser. Umeshani Rabbi Yochanan, and the Gemara now says, so that was the contradiction that Rabbi Yochanan asked, and Rabbi Yochanan answered the contradiction by saying, Muchlefes Hashita, you're right, you have to reverse what was stated over here, as Rashi over here says, Muchlefes Hashita, Shitas HaMishnah. Change the Mishnah to Ein Sochten. The Mishnah which talked about squeezing out the juice, switch that around. You're going to have to say that Rabbi Yehuda is not the lenient opinion, but rather Rabbi Yehuda is the strict opinion. So in any case, what do you see over here? You see that Rabbi Yochanan asked a contradiction from Rabbi Yehuda by a case of schita, by a case of squeezing out the juice, to our case of Beitzah Shenolda B'yantiv. That means he's comparing schita to Beitzah Shenolda B'yantiv, and so that's what the Gemara says. From the fact that Rabbi Yochanan is saying this is a contradiction, one against the other, you see it's all one reason. Rashi over here says, from the fact that you're asking a question from a case of Mashkin Shazavu to the case of Beitzah Shenolda, you see that it's all one thing. The one who says it's prohibited in one case says prohibited in the other, and the one who says prohibited in one case says prohibited in the other. In other words, the point is, you see that the reason, according to Rabbi Yochanan, of Beitzah Shenolda B'yantiv is a Gezerah, Misham Mashkin Shazavu. We'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Gimel Amud Beis.